Happy morning, everyone. I wish everyone is having a great day and may the force be with you. Yep. Let's start with our GST series. Welcome to our GST series, and today it's our lecture 10. And today the topics we are going to discuss are topic number 1. Topic number 1, that is different types of GSTs in GST. Actually, there are different types of GSTs in GST. And topic number 14, that is different types of supplies on which this GST will apply. So what are the different types of supplies on which these different types of GSTs will apply? Okay. And before discussing these topics, let me take just 3 to 4 minutes of your time to discuss the previous class, the topics we have discussed in our previous class. Yep, please bear with me. And there is an important notice to you all, and the topics we are going to discuss today, that is our topic 13 and topic 14, are very important and very core to GST. And if you learn these concepts now, it will be very much useful to you and it will increase your confidence a lot. And apart from this, you will get an high level view on GST. So you will get so much confidence regarding GST. So please don't miss on this class, miss on this lecture number 10. Watch this video to the end. That's very important. And if you leave other lectures, it's fine, but don't miss this video, please. I do kindly request this. Yeah, let's discuss our previous class for 2 minutes. So in our previous class, we have discussed about what are the deficiencies in the earlier tax regime, that is before GST. What are the taxes we have, and in those taxes, what are the issues or what are the problems that needed to be solved. And GST have become a hero after GST came into force, it has become a hero and it has solved all those problems. So what are those problems before GST? So first one is double taxation. Double taxation is nothing but on certain transactions are regarded as both supply of good and at the same time supply of service. And one of the example in them are software service, like software DVDs and all. So these software DVDs are regarded as both supply of good and supply of service at the same time. So because it is regarded as supply of good, VAT and CST is applied, that is on sale VAT and CST is applied, and it is regarded as service, so on that service tax is applied. So in this way, single transaction is taxed twice because of these things. So yeah, that's a big problem. And double taxation also happened regarding restaurant services. Earlier there was a big ambiguity or confusion regarding restaurant services, whether it is a supply of good, because even goods are included, goods are also tried out, goods are also included in that restaurant service, right? Like they use tomatoes to cook, onions to cook, all those veggies to cook. So they are goods, and at the same time they are preparing that dish, that's a service. So there is an confusion between those things, like is this restaurant service a good or service? That has been a big ambiguity for decades actually. So GST has came and said that it is predominantly it is a service, so it is regarded as service. And the same is with these DVDs and all, like MS Office or other licensed DVDs and all, yeah, software DVDs and all. And the second point is nothing but cascading of taxes. Cascading of taxes is nothing but tax on tax. For example, if we take a transaction where there is a manufacturer who is manufacturing chocolates, and this manufacturer is manufacturing these chocolates, on that manufacturer there is excess duty, and at the same time when he is on this manufacturing there is excess duty, and when he is selling, when he is doing a sale, on that sale there is VAT or CST. So when there is a VAT or CST, already first they have been charging excess duty, and these excess duty is included in the cost of the good, and after that this VAT is charged on that. This VAT is charged both on the cost of good and even the excise duty which is charged earlier. Both on good and excise duty the VAT is charged. That is nothing but on the excise duty that VAT is also taxed again. Previously there is a tax known as excise duty, and on that tax there is again VAT is charged, so that is tax on tax. So there isn't any value addition there. That's a big problem in the earlier taxation. So that has been solved with GST with the concept of ITC. Okay, Yeah, let's move to third point, that is multiplicity of taxes. So in this case, there were earlier to GST there were many small taxes like luxury tax, entertainment tax, octroi, purchase, etc. So all these taxes also subsumed into GST. So it has become very much easier now. There are less number of taxes and tax compliance is easy now. So there is also service tax earlier, and this service tax is taken only by central government. So central government has power to levy service tax, and there is no share given to state governments regarding this service tax. So that was a big problem and the big negative for state governments, and that has been solved by GST, making service tax accrue to both central government and state government. And our point 5 is SENVAT. SENVAT is nothing but it's just like ITC. It is just like ITC. Okay. In case of GST, there is ITC, right? So in the same way, SENVAT is ITC for excise duty. In case of excise duty, SENVAT is like an ITC, and it is passed on to manufacturer to manufacturer. If a manufacturer is manufacturing some good and sending to other manufacturer, he processes that good further and sells to distributor or someone else. Okay. So this SENVAT credit is getting only to these manufacturers. It is not passed beyond this point. It is not getting passed beyond this point. That was a problem actually. So that has been solved with GST again. So yeah. So the next thing, point number 6 is nothing but higher tax compliance, higher compliance requirements. Okay, that was a problem actually. Why? Because earlier to GST there was excise duty, there was VAT, there was CST, there was service tax, and all these taxes have their own acts, and the assessee or the person who has to pay tax has to register with all these acts, and they have to file returns to all these departments, and they have to pay payment of taxes to all these different departments, and they have to get refund from all these things. And if there is any problem, like there is any fight between assessing officer, there is any mismatch between taxes between assessing officer and assessee, they would file appeal, and this appeal has to be formed, and for that different processes for different departments, different taxes and all. For that there would be prosecution, penalties and jail. Those are also different to different departments, different taxes. So that all this was a big problem in the earlier taxation system. So now GST has come like a hero and solve all these problems. Yeah. So let's discuss our today's topics. That is nothing but topic number 13. That is, what are the different taxes in GST, and after that, what are the different types of supplies on which these different taxes are levied. Okay. So let's start with our topic number 13. That is, what are the different types of GSTs, goods and services taxes. Services taxes, S. Okay, services taxes. So what are they? So initially on July 1st 2017, central government has come with a slogan that it is GST's one nation slogan, that one nation one tax. That is nothing but in whole the nation major taxes has been eradicated, and in spite of all of those taxes, only one tax has been brought into picture now. So they have published this slogan a lot, that is nothing but one nation one tax. Like we have subsumed all the taxes into GST. Okay, that's what they said. So what are the taxes that are subsumed into GST majorly? So these are the taxes. Excess duty. Excess duty is nothing but that is tax on manufacturer. VAT and CST. VAT is nothing but value added tax, that is within a state, and CST is nothing but central sales tax, that is between different states. Okay, that is these taxes are levied on sale of goods. And there is a major tax known as service tax, and this tax is levied on providing or rendering of services. So these are the taxes which have been there earlier to GST. So all these taxes have been subsumed into GST now. And they said that GST is one nation one tax. Okay, so that is what happened initially in case of GST. But is it really one nation and one tax for the whole nation? Is it really only one tax in case of GST? The answer is no, a big no. Why? Because in GST also there are different types of taxes. So what are those different types of taxes? In GST there are different types of taxes. They are, one of them is CGST, that is nothing but central GST, central goods and services tax. Other one is SGST, that is nothing but state goods and service tax. And the next one is UTGST, that is Union Territory goods and services tax. And the other one is IGST, that is integrated goods and services tax. And the last one is GST compensation cess. So even though they said that GST is one nation one tax and there is only one tax regarding all those transactions, they have different taxes in GST also. Okay, that's the thing we have to keep in mind. And when they try to implement GST, they have to, so first thing when they try to implement GST, first thing what they have done is they have tried to amend the constitution. Why? Because, so what is constitution initially? Okay, so initially constitution is nothing but it is the supreme law in India. Supreme law in India. So anything that has to happen in India, that constitution has to allow that. Before that to happen in India, first constitution has to allow that. If constitution doesn't allow that, it is a crime and it is prosecutable, or you face penalty or jail regarding that. So in constitution there are 25 parts. In constitution there are 25 parts, and these 25 parts are divided into 448 articles and 12 schedules. Okay, so in this there is article number 246 and there is schedule number 7. There is article number 246 and schedule number 7. Both together gave 3 lists. What are those 3 lists? List 1, list 2 and list 3. So what are these lists? So list 1 says what are the topics on which union, that is nothing but central government, has power to levy tax. And state list says that what are the taxes on which what are the taxes on which state government has power, what are the matters on which state government has power to levy tax or make laws. And concurrent list says that what are the matters on which both central government and state government together can make laws. Okay, so these are the 3 lists. In these 3 lists, what is said is GST is a dual GST model. The GST we have adopted is a dual GST model. That is nothing but both central government and state government together they have to levy tax. Okay, in order to levy together, GST has to be placed in this list. Where exactly? In concurrent list, GST has to be placed here. So in order to place GST here, we have made constitutional amendment. Constitutional 101st Amendment Act. So we have made this act and placed GST here in concurrent list. So there are also other lists, and so we have amended the constitution this way. And there are also other lists like union list, state list. Okay, in union list there is income tax, that is nothing but central government has power to levy income tax. There is customs duty, entry number 83, that is like serial number in case of them. And customs duty also central government has the power in case of excess duty on HP man, that is nothing but petroleum products. 5 petroleum products are there now. High speed diesel, petroleum crude, natural gas, aviation turbine fuel, motor spirit and all. And tobacco products also central government has power to levy tax, that is excess duty. Yeah. And in case of state list there is agriculture income. On agriculture income state has power to levy tax. And in case of entry number 51 is excess duty, that is nothing but excess duty on alcoholic liquor, opium, Indian hemp, narcotic drugs. On this state government has power to levy tax. And there is also sale of electricity, on this also state government has power. And there is also sale of HP man, this is but same things, 5 petroleum products and alcoholic liquor. On this also on sale, this is excess duty, that is manufacturer. Excess duty is nothing but it is on manufacturer, and this is sale. So there is a difference between both. So on all of them also state government has power to levy tax. So we have placed GST here with this Constitutional 101st Amendment Act. You have to remember this Constitutional 101st Amendment Act, that's very important. So we have placed GST here. Okay, so anyway we have placed GST in the constitution. Now levying GST is within constitution and government can levy now. Can government directly levy this tax? No, government can't directly levy tax. So in order to levy, first government has to do some planning, like how this thing has to what is the process of this GST, and what is the procedure, what is the execution, who will execute this. For all that, government has to pass some acts. Okay, this is very important. Government has to pass some acts. Acts are nothing but how we will levy GST, the process and all. So government, both central government and state government together has passed total 35 acts regarding GST. Total 35 acts. I'm not kidding, actually, it's truth. Actually, both central government and state government together has passed 35 acts in GST. Okay, what are those 35 acts? In those 35 acts, one is CGST Act, and the other one is, okay, let's come to SGST last. Other one is UTGST Act, and other one is IGST Act, and the last one is GST Compensation Cess Act. So how many has we completed? Till now, four acts has been completed. So there are other 31 acts that has been passed by different states. Okay, so how this 31 acts has come? Even though we have 28, each state has passed single act, one act. Each state has to pass their own SGST Act. Okay, so but there are only 28 states, right? Why are we having 31 acts here? There is a reason for that. Why? Because in case of GST, these union territories with legislature are regarded as states. So let's come from the beginning. So there are union territories basically. So for these union territories, there is separate act, only single act, UTGST, that is nothing but Union Territory Goods and Services Tax Act. Okay, that's fine. But in these union territories, not all union territories are coming under this UTGST. Only there are total 8 union territories, but in these 8 union territories, only 5 union territories without legislature, these 5 union territories will come under this UTGST. Okay, so in this union territories, there are 2 types of union territories. One is union territories with legislature, and the other one is union territories without legislature. What is this legislature? Legislature is nothing but assembly. They can rule themselves. Okay, so if a state has assembly, that assembly is nothing but, it is like parliament at state level, like parliament at central. For a state, there is assembly to make laws regarding that state. So there are union territories. There are 3 union territories like Delhi, Puducherry and Jammu and Kashmir. Regarding these union territories, as the population is more in these union territories, they have their own assembly. Even though they are union territories, they have their own assembly. So they have their own chief minister and all, and they'll rule themselves. At some part of the laws will be made by central government, and some of the laws will be made by state government in case of them. So this union territories with legislature, that is nothing but union territories with assemblies, are considered as states for GST purposes. So there are 28 states in our country. Okay, there are 28 states in our country. Plus these 3 union territories are also considered as states. So in total we have, it is like in case of GST, we have we have 31 states. Okay, so for all these 31 states, each state has a different SGST Act. Each state has passed their own SGST Act. So yeah, that's how we got these 31 acts regarding this SGST. So I hope it is clear to you regarding this union territories. So union territories, there are 8 union territories, and in these 8 union territories, there are 5 union territories without legislature. For all of them, there is a single act known as UTGST Act, and there are 3 union territories with legislature, and for all of them, so they are 3 union territories which are considered as states, and so as they are considered as states, they have, each state has their own SGST Act. So each this thing has, Delhi has their own SGST Act, Puducherry has their own SGST Act, and Jammu and Kashmir has their own SGST Act. So this is how it is in case of GST. Yeah. So that's why all this acts have been there in GST. So yeah, this is on the taxes part, different types of GSTs. So these different types of GSTs are SGST, CGST, SGST, UTGST, IGST, and GST compensation cess. And what we'll do is, we won't discuss GST compensation right now. We won't discuss this right now. We'll discuss this in our next class. So right now, these other 4 things, these taxes won't be levied directly. These taxes will be levied in combinations, in different combinations on different transactions. So what are those combinations? They are levied on combinations like combination 1 is CGST. So on some transactions, CGST plus SGST is levied. SGST is levied. CGST plus SGST. On some transactions, CGST plus UTGST is levied. On some transactions, only IGST is levied. So these, for example, if we take a mobile phone, there is a sale of mobile phone, and on mobile phone the tax rate, GST rate is 18%. Let's assume it is 18%. Then what does it mean in case of this? In case of it means that CGST is 9% and SGST is 9%. And if it is in this case, it means that CGST is 9% and UTGST is 9%. And in case of IGST, both this 9% will add and it will be 18%. So this is how the single tax rate of GST is taxed in this way on different transactions. So here the question is, so on which kind of transaction this tax will apply, on which kind of transaction this taxes will apply, this combination will apply, and on which kind of transaction this tax will apply. So that's a question now. So that's why we are discussing this our topic 14, that is different types of supplies that are intra and inter. What are intra and inter? That's a big topic, and it's very much logical and very much practical topic, and I don't want to rush on this topic. So we'll just I'll just take one more class regarding that, and please don't mind regarding that. And if you have any doubts regarding this class, and if you have any doubts regarding any subject in CA Inter, please, and CA Foundation too, please don't hesitate to ask in the Telegram channel. Please do join the Telegram channel and ask all your doubts regarding these things. And yeah, thank you very much, and prepare well. Thank you. Bye guys.